we pray that women take more leadership in our settlements. I'm very happy that the RDO is here, and this is actually your day. I am always happy when you grace such kind of occasions yourself. It's always a pleasure to have you. But when you are also given the opportunity to be in leadership, you should also reflect the real character of a woman. There are some kind of leaders, you give them leadership, you give them positions, again, they don't perform, they are abused in the state. So can we really celebrate such kind of women? Instead, you are also abusing the efforts of the government in empowering leadership in your hands as women. So thank you very much for this day. Today it was our day with you, but we are supposed to be getting more from you. You should also tell us what to do. Don't only invite us to come and see what you can do. Tell us what men can do, so that we take home, we go and perform the duties. Otherwise, thank you very much. I had come here with my secretary for social services. Unfortunately, she is not really feeling okay. She has told me she's unable to stand here with you people. I can only introduce her. Thank you very much for joining us in these celebrations. Otherwise, Bwana Chairperson, thank you for inviting me. Thank you for bringing the function in Katiku Primary. Then we hope to see the next occasion where you're going to take. As the local government of Buriama, we pledge we shall continue to collaborate with our partners. We shall continue to collaborate with our RWCs in ensuring that our refugee, our friends have access to services, even if they are provided for by the government. We shall continue to share them. And we shall continue to lobby, because the biggest challenge for refugees is livelihood, and the livelihood is dependent on the land. We shall continue to lobby land from the host communities to ensure that people have access to land for agriculture, for commercial purposes, so that our refugee women have food on their table. Otherwise, thank you for the relationship we have had with the RWCs. We have a good relationship. We always consult each other timely. That's why you will rarely get insecurity cases happening in the settlements we have in Buriama County, because we always consult and we always work together. Thank you for that relationship. We continue to meet. Have a nice celebrations. When you leave, have a safe journey. Thank you.
I can see okay, let us have presentation from women group of
by women.
And then after that, we shall have a speech from IPO operating partner.
Thank you so much. Let me take this opportunity. Mrs. Omobuwan Zone. My name is Singer Brenda from Omobuwan Zone. We're going to present a drama which is entitled Invest in Women to Accelerate Progress. Thank you so much. I welcome your presence. Good afternoon, sir. You're hungry?
Yes.
Didn't you have supper at breakfast?
No.
What is wrong?
Yesterday we are not eat food. the citizen of village.
How will I help you?
I'm having some challenges. I don't know how can you handle that.
Concerning a family?
Yes.
Okay.
A single mother suffering with children at home.
I thank you for reporting. I will see what to do.
Okay, thank you.
Hello. This is PRC announcing Eco Project which will help LGBT survivors, single mothers, high-headed families, and the OCSN. Please, if you are one of these categories, don't die for peer project. You must be here. So, what is it saying?
That she's a single mother having children at home. There is no food, no school fees. She wants to clean herself because of no supporting for her. She needs support from BRC.
May you please give me a suggestion?
1, 2, 3.
100. What is student are you and you take a long care of them? Okay, thank you. In your case, I've reached my desk. I will see how to support you where necessary. Aya, thank you. Aya. Yes, this is water. Referring in case of aquatic. To your desk, may you hand it up? Aya, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to reach you after that one to see that thing almost. We're going to help today, right?
Aya.
Okay. Hey, hold on. Okay, thank you. Okay, you know me? Okay, by name of call is Isabella. I'm working with the DRC project called ECHO. I'm getting information from you. They sent me information so that you are suffering here. That's why you are different from me there. I said that next minute I have to see you over here. But when I reach there, it is the two your family, very poor family.
you can take lead. I don't want to be a bishop of a criminal wedding.
Thank you, DJ. The chief guest. The chief guest of the settlement commandant, unitary representative, the local government representatives, partners, refugee leaders, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the IPs, I would like to begin by saying that you're almost welcome to commemorate 2024 International Women's Day on Terego grounds. I introduce before you the partners with whom we coordinate to undertake different activities in the settlement. But their partners, I know it is challenging, sometimes with the resource envelopes. We have been able to implement various activities. We've been able to implement this with the support of our donors. Dear donors, we still have big gaps to implement activities, but with the little resources, we pledge that we are going to do our best to ensure that services reach, the basic services reach our POCs. I am happy that through our leaders we've been able to identify the areas of investment. They dwelt so much on education. They talked about economic empowerment, livelihood support, and then they also talked about the roads. It is true that some of these services are unable to reach the POCs or the people we serve because of distance and because of resource envelope. We appeal that if possible, if funds could allow, we really needed these services to reach to the POCs and the host community. We don't want to work for the refugees alone, we work for the host community as well. Many times people think partners have come here entirely only for the refugees, but we come for all. When we invest, particularly in the women, we know we shall achieve a lot. When you look at the village woman, the rural woman, the last woman there in the village, whenever, even if she doesn't get 100 shillings, but at the end of the day, the family always feed. How do the family members feed? She uses her brain. I remember testimonies in workshops how a man told us that he never gave a single coin on the table, but he escaped. He had 5,000. He saved the 5,000 for his day's meal. By the time he came back late in the evening, he just dived in bed. But he was surprised to find that the woman was inviting him to the table to eat. How did she make it? It's just because they use a lot. And then as much as we're advocating through leaders, as much as we're advocating for the investment in girls in education, we have a big challenge of the girls being impregnated. There is increase in teenage pregnancy in the settlement, not only in the settlement, in the host community as well. And you find the perpetrators escaping just because of the border, the porous borders. They escape, their relatives are here, the relatives sometimes take even full charge and hide these perpetrators. That is one challenge we have noted as partners as we implement. And then secondly, the women who invest in farming and those who go to fetch firewood in the bush have faced challenges. I've recorded cases, especially in GBB, I've recorded cases where women, when they go to the farmlands, which is fairly distant from their homes, face abuses from men. They intercepted, sexually abused, and even as far as when they go to look for the water that was noted, the water crisis. Women go fetching far, and you know most roads are isolated. During the sunny days like this, because of the temperatures, people don't move, not so many people engaged on the road. So you find on the isolated roads, women are really suffering. As much as we're investing in this, we have to look at the women, the rural woman, the challenges they face in accessing services. So let us together, with the little resources that we continue to get from the donors, we appeal that we are going to do our best to ensure that the basic services reach to the women. And then through you, the settlement commandant, I want to appeal to the local government, the local leaders and our MP, that as much as we we hear these challenges, we shall only address these through engagements and your effort. Would appeal that please talk to our local leaders so that the challenges of women being perpetrated along the road as they move to access services is minimized. I want to thank you. Partners, I do not want to waste a lot of your time. I know it's a non-family business. Sometimes even our challenges, we have challenges. Many times we have challenges in implementing our activities. I would rather advocate that amid these challenges, let's do our best so that we continue to shine amongst the set of, among the refugees. I know many times they even praise us for the good work we are doing. And we heard already from the previous speakers that we are doing a lot. Our names are being what? Are being raised by the POCs. That's sometimes that's the appreciation we can get from the POCs. Thank you so much. The partners would like to go and sit while dancing. They would like to dance for you before they can sit. DJ.
The fact of standing here. As women, we have come a long way. If we are standing here today, it was not always guaranteed. In our context here in our settlement, we are celebrating having women here to celebrate while men are probably at home. Even though next time you should invite your husbands and sons to come and celebrate together. We celebrate to have more girls in school. We celebrate to have more women in our leadership. We celebrate to have more women in community structures looking after the community itself. We celebrate more women having access to employment and to livelihood activities. Even though we are celebrating, it's also an occasion to recognize the challenges we still have. So the day is also actually a day for advocacy. It's a day to remind everyone that there is still a lot to be done for gender equality. It has been asked why we are celebrating so largely women when the Men's Day has not really been seen. But this is because we still have to protect women's rights. When you look at the situation of women in our daily activities, when it comes to gender-based violence, the majority of the survivors are women. Even though we recognize that there is gender-based violence to men and it's still underreported, the majority that suffers is still women. When it comes to education, even though we celebrate having more women and girls in school, we still see a gap, a difference for school girls. Early marriage is still a problem. Teenage pregnancies, as mentioned, is still a problem. This brings school dropouts. When our girls are educated, we still see a higher level of employment for women. We still see women not recognized for their work. When comes hunger or poverty, as it was shown to us, it affects more women and children. When it comes to decision making, the power is given more to men than women. Still to these days, you will see that it will be the man that decides for the family. Even for things that affects the woman herself. When it comes to leadership, even though we have more women in leadership, there is still a gap. When it comes to financial inclusion, as you have heard, women have less access to financial services. Today, we celebrate the theme of investing in women to accelerate progress. One of the ways of ensuring investing in women is women's economic empowerment. And this means to have more women participating and benefiting from decent work. Have them accessing financial services and markets. But also controlling the resources, especially the family resources. Is to be able to control what happens to their lives and to their bodies. It's for them to have a voice in the family, in the society overall. Increasing women and girls' attendance to school encourages women's economic empowerment. Education, upskilling and reskilling are critical for women's and girls' health and well-being, as well as their income-generating activities. It has been mentioned that we wouldn't be here for some men without our mothers. We all agree that men and women are people, human, and they should have the same rights. We would only wish the best for our mothers as much as we would only wish the best for our daughters. As we celebrate the International Days today, let us commit to breaking down barriers.
Mara kenimihna bikasur bara.
Championing gender equality and creating a society where every individual, regardless of gender, has the opportunity to thrive.
Kenimihna bikasur kalam albishilu mara tehet yama ukenimihna bodi iya zol kenibikun sawa akan bukun rajil umara kiderjan wahid.
Together, men and women
rijal manisa
will allow to reach the goal of gender equality. I wish you all a happy International Women's
But I don't want to add.
Beautiful woman, Member of Parliament, Terego.
Al-Maha Bitana Jamila, al-Mesri Bita Terego.
Our Deputy Aradio Arua.
Deputy Aradio Bita Arua.
Who is the best friend to Amite.
And who was Sabi and Crystal is the Amtage.
And LC3 Uriama.
LC3 Bita Uriama.
And your sister. Our dear staff from UNHCR. Our dear chairman LC, your sister and your counterpart. The LC ones present today. The partners present. You are most welcome to Katiku Primary School. Madam Guest of Honor, We are a population of 155,000 refugees for now. Over 30,000 households. It means our daily touches around 225,000 on a daily basis. And as the theme today says, we should invest in women. My communication will be a lobbying message since you are sitting on the third arm of government. The previous speakers from NHR and our partners have talked a lot about other gender issues. If we are to invest in women, we should just talk about economic empowerment. When you are poor, you cannot take decisions. Whether a woman or a man. So I don't know, I've been observing well, you are debating culture. I for one, I appreciate the way you present issues on the floor of Parliament. Now that you are here as the guest of honor and you sit on the third arm of government, I need you to take the economic empowerment of the refugees and the host committee, especially women, to the floor of Parliament. As a motion, you can raise it actually and it can be supported. The women we have in the settlement and the host, they are ready to invest in commercial farming. But we are not talking of commercial farming when we are not talking about commercialization of agriculture. Through the provision of tractors, the women farmer groups, which I know you have the capacity to lobby from the Ministry of Agriculture. Still the same ministry, you can lobby for water for production, which is a challenge in West Nile. Because our rain pattern in West Nile is so poor. Secondly, we'll talk of the life skills which the government is emphasizing for women specifically. Our president has that policy already which is pushing forward skilling Uganda. In one of the committees of Parliament, please emphasize it. You give passwords to each other from different committees. I say that they give passwords to each other's different committees they sit on. We should have those skills specialized for women in the settlement, because our president is the president I first saw emphasizing affirmative action, which should be specific for the host communities and the host districts and the refugees themselves, and specifically the Rainoka and Ibebi, where you are the woman member of Parliament. Another thing to tip you on, Chief Guest, there is a tip I want to tell you that there is someone in the Ministry of Gender targeting women in the settlement. That one at least I have evidence because I've been called to one of the meetings. I don't want to mention the money because you don't know how government plans, but you visit the Ministry of Gender, they have money specifically targeting women in business, which I think you have the capacity to open. And specifically before we leave, I may give you one number or two of the people to conduct lobby for those funds, so that you know you are going to see a specific person, the one I know personally. And that fund is from World Bank. Then we may not talk of investing in women without talking about financial inclusion. But I have a different perspective that I need you to support us as the settlement. We have so many the SLAs in form of financial groups, but when I look at the trends every year, they collect money and distribute at the end. Again, January they begin afresh, which is a bad habit of investment. Madam Alaji, I know you are passionate on livelihood. Since you are sitting with the Women Member of Parliament, I'm requesting that these vessels, we should change them into micro-credit society, so that we are able to have enough funds at settlement level for women to borrow and pay back at a cheaper interest rate than going to the banks, which frustrates them because they don't have the collateral securities to stand on their own for the banks to trust them. We can have this. We can have a settlement bank that either belongs to the women, and as the men, since you say we should support them, we also invest in. I don't think in Parliament, if you look very well through our President's office, we say we have had a village or a settlement bank for the refugees. These organized women, can we support them? I'm sure some funds will be sent to the circle that is meant for the settlement.
Madam, and Deputy RDO, Kaman, Mamman, Vital Parliament, and then what is the Intungal, can Bukun Quest, Kelito Bumwak Tifi Barlaman, Asango Asalan Race, Kelisa Imuadi Bank Arbitana, Alfi Mahal Vita settlement of the refugee, Vital Muadu, Mimashi Mahali Mudun, Asan Bikoti Superika, woman, Bikutu Bruce, woman, Bidenu Bruce Tijara, Loganita Asan Superika, and Sammy Race Vitana. Bali the World Bank and the Najiti Mahala Numan Vifogo, and the Sejao and Muswan and Mosulin, Keributi Kadamati Bank, who come beside Ubagin and 50 business of Tijar.
I took this with evidence. I was in charge as a commandant. I left it for all these years to still working. And the refugees are now almost reaching a level of exporting their own products. So the banks, we may not trust them. But for us, we can have our own bank at settlement level. We can open up offices in the Eurobase, we buy them a safe, they have books of accounts, the ledgers, they borrow among themselves at a low interest rate. And we shall see women developing, we shall have invested in women. This one, we can support ourselves.
Mahalla and Najin Fikogo.
With this, Madam Chief Guest, I know your capabilities. You may have forgotten it was 2020. I think immediately after, I think you passed 2021, where you are calling me, you had not known the person you are calling all the time, asking for a vehicle to deliver to cities when you are supporting agroforestry. I know you are so passionate on development. You have the capacity to develop this settlement so that there is that legacy that when you are a member of parliament of Terego, you did this for the settlement. And with the support of the Deputy RDO, who is an empowered woman, she can help us to invest in women together and to have the settlement colorful for us to enjoy and stay in. Lastly, I would say you have enough to tell us. You know, the two big shots now as women. I should not have that time to pursue a lot, but I would say the partners before you, they have done a lot. The little they have tried to guide the refugees, the GBV issues, financial inclusion you had here when they were appreciating how the eco funds, all that is approaches to make sure that the poverty, somebody was saying, you are very poor, you're in problems. So they have been trying to do their level best. There are so many partners who have more than 35 active partners. And the partners who have reached a level of validating what you are doing, to put on record the achievements they have done according to the location of the operation, women-led organizations, the CBOs, national, international, and whatever. So next week we'll have that validation exercise. At some point we shall be sharing with you who are supporting what, the government activities, the non-funded budget activities. A lot is taking place in Terego, where you are the woman member of parliament. We do appreciate so much your work. And we have to clap for the woman member of parliament. She has committed herself every year. Every child that passes in grade 1, she offers scholastic items in the form of a suitcase and mattresses. And Madam MP, we are the biggest beneficiaries because our children are performing better than the host. So we have lived a lot from you. The person who has been offering mattresses, she's the one here. But you know, they don't have the capacity according to the regulations to vote for you. They don't have, they would have voted, but they will keep praying for you so that you continue.
Yes.
I think I would beg to stop here. Thanks very much for God and my country.
But our focus here is we need to ensure that there is equality. What we must focus on, importantly, is the equality. And when we talk of equality, that means that we need to eliminate the root causes of human violation. Once this is done, that means we can now talk of investing in women. How do we invest in women? There are many. The former speakers talked about it. But I'm interested in one or two. Education. When we were ushered in that room there, I looked at the enrollment. P1, girls were 100. P2, P1, they were around 150. It dropped. P3, it dropped. P4, it dropped. P5, P6, and P7. It has dropped by almost 90%. And I was comparing it with last year's enrollment. In P6, there were around 30 plus girls. But this year, guest of honor, on the side of the nationals, only one girl in P7. Where are the rest? That means as much as we of empowering women, there is still a lot of gap, especially in the education sector. The girl child is doing badly in terms of education. How do we invest in the girl child education? That's what we should go home with. In terms of health, how do we invest in the health of women to ensure that they participate in other activities? We all know that women are the backbone of the home. If we don't invest in the health, once they fall sick, that means the whole home will be sick. How do we invest in women's health? How do we invest in their agriculture? We know that worldwide, 90% of the agricultural work is done by women. Chairman, whether you like it or not, that is a reality. This morning as I was moving, I was counting the women in the garden, vice versa the men. You will count 5 women, then you get 1 man. That means women are the backbone of our economy. How do we support them? Guest of honor, that is the message we want you to take to the parliament. How do we support our rural women down here who are bringing food on the table? If you even go to our town, you see women climbing up, running up and down to ensure that at the end of the day, there's a food on the table for the family. The chairman attested to it. The man can wake up in the morning, goes without leaving anything. But when he returns home, he gets food on the table. That means women are the backbone of our homes. They are the backbone of our economy. Let's support them. Those ones in a livelihood, let's support our women to strive in our livelihood intervention. We are launching the WFP food resilience model, self-resilience model in Southwest. A number of refugees have progressed. What about us here? We can equally progress. Let's support you to progress. Today we are celebrating you. We are celebrating the women in the politics. The women representative is an example. More women are coming into politics, but still there's a gap. Uganda is actually championing women in politics. If you look at the vice, the speaker, all the prime minister, all the key positions in politics are headed by women. That means it will reach a year where we will lead the world. We only need support. When you go to religion, women are there. To education, they are there. Cultural, social, economics, I talked about it. At workplace, how many women were here when the partners came to give speech? All the organizations are championing women empowerment, which we appreciate. We also celebrate women who are doing domestic work. And this is work which is not even calculated, it's not paid. A lot of work done by women at home where it's not counted for. But without them, that home cannot stand. Without that domestic work the woman does, the home will not stand. So we are celebrating that woman down there who makes sure the children grow into a human being, into a proper citizen. not women who don't model their children. Women who are not modeling their children. Women, are you understanding me? Are you hearing me? Women who are not training their children on the right path. We are not celebrating you. We are celebrating that woman who is struggling to ensure that their children grow up, their children go to school and become a better citizen tomorrow. And together we can achieve it. We can change the image of Rhino Camp. We can change the image of Uganda as a whole, if you work as a team. Amidst these challenges, let's work as a team. We also select the partners who have done tremendous work. Without these partners, we wouldn't be seeing all this drama. I tasted to what this one was, the drama here, talking about the Eco Cash. I monitored some of the projects. In a household, an individual gets 40,000 per month, assuming you have 10,000 in a household. And the project, they told me, was for almost 6 months. How much money is that? Can that money change the life? It can change. We're also celebrating the refugee-led organization. Are they there? They are making tremendous work in our lives. Refugee-led organizations, refugee women-led organizations, the one I'm passionate about. Are you there? Yes, I want more. I know you are still struggling, but we want more refugee-led organizations. We also want to see more host-community organizations being supported. All this is mentioned under the localization agenda, which the President of Uganda is championing. So let's take the localization agenda seriously. To my sister, the guest of honor, take our message, especially under the livelihood company. Right now, we are struggling with the donor fatigue. Resources are dwindling every day. But what the refugees know is they need the resources. You are hearing them complaining of shortage of water, classrooms not being enough. All these are attached to resources. And 100% of the refugee response in Uganda is supported by the donor community. And when the donors don't respond positively, these are now the effects. When you are moving, you saw the road network. It's very bad. And when we are talking of empowering the woman, in terms of commercializing agriculture, in terms of market access, where does the woman take the produce after producing the goods? The roads are in terrible state. Also, the communication network here is terrible. These are our cries to you when you go to the floor of parliament. How does the government of Uganda support the ordinary woman, refugee woman, and the host community woman in Rhino Camp refugee settlement? That is our pride to you today. It is your day today. We want you to talk to your women, both the refugee women and the host community women. Under peaceful coexistence, we work as a team. The refugees and the host community coexist. We have programs targeting both the refugees and the host community. That's why you see here both refugee women and the host community women. Above all, we are celebrating the men who are behind our success. Without the men, I think we would be somewhere. But we cry to you. Our appeal to you is that you support us more. Don't violate our rights. Don't cause domestic violence at home. When you support me, I will strive. At the end of it, we shall develop our community. We shall develop our family and the community as a couple. So support us and we move together. Lastly, appreciation to the COC, especially the chairperson of the COC and the vice. I see them moving together. You see that COC there? He's looking very handsome and very smart. There's a woman behind that. The woman must stand up. I came with the woman. You get up. You see that lady there? Is the one making
of this afternoon. My brother, LC5 chair, and your colleague, executive member, the UNICEF representative, the dignitaries here, especially the partners, dear parents, students, pupils, good afternoon. Now I'm going to start speaking and everybody here keep quiet. It's part of discipline, okay? I'm only not going to speak to parents, not to partners. I'm going to speak to you, my children. I'm here because of you. In Parliament, I'm known as the most rural member of Parliament. Yet with 4 degrees, if I stand on the floor of Parliament, I'm most likely the most highly educated or number 2. I don't know. But I am rated as the most rural member of Parliament because of you. I represent you. Last evening, I had a meeting with the army team of this country. The whole army was in Parliament on human rights issues. So I finished my meeting at 6:23 in the evening. I had to drive home in Entebbe, pack my bag, and made sure I had to come here. I have not taken anything apart from what I've taken here. I have not slept at all because I love you. The only thing you can do for me is to love me back. I'm so frustrated with the performance this year. I really did not tell you that even if 1,000 pass in 1st grade, I would lack the scholastic materials. I didn't tell you that. This time you decided to leave money in my pocket. Shame on you. I want to thank my brother Tako. I actually don't know him. I kept calling him. And when I arrived here, and then I asked my sister and said, who is Tako? That's the one who received you. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for accepting me to be here as your guest of honor. My brother talked about the program that helps both refugees and host community in the Ministry of Gender. It's called GROW under World Bank. It's a new program. I went to check on this on Monday to see how my refugee community and the host community can benefit. But private sector told me they have not accelerated giving out money. They are still doing the nitty-gritties. But I would love to go with the contact you have. I was with the minister last week. We had 4 hours meeting about Terego. She is a personal friend. Much as is UPC. UPC now is married to NRM. So we sit and talk very well. I promise I'll make a follow-up. You talked about some funding for both host community and refugees. And we have Paris Development Model. I expect people to be in groups. Personally, I've tried to create groups here. I was to put money in the women groups. I do not segregate against the refugees. I know you are here not because you want to be here. There's a condition that has forced you to be in Uganda. And over 20 years, you cannot call yourselves refugees. You are now part of us. I have never said you are refugees. You are part of us,
You are most welcome to participate in our programs. This country loves you. In Africa, Uganda hosts the biggest number of refugees. And we are proud to give you space to exist. But my heart almost jumped out when I reached the trading centers. The way caveras are being thrown is a pain in my brain. When I go to Imvepi, I stand in the middle of the base camp and look right to the north. You cannot see the paint, black, green, white. My people, this is your home. This is where you belong. Let's manage these plastics. Let's manage, because the pollution is going to be for you and me. There's a lot of pollution in the camps. I beg, let's do mindset change. Let's pack these bags of plastics. They can be sold and picked somewhere. I have tried my level best to give seedlings to the refugee camps, but most of them die. UNHCR, it's not easy to raise seedlings. Last year I raised up to 1,833,000 seedlings, single-handedly. Yet you are giving funding where it's not even so much like that. Quality of seedlings that come to Terego, I have changed 3 times, because the seedlings come when they are premature. You see how we are sweating? We would have worked on this weather. Before Christmas, I was for 23 days in Dubai, which is purely a desert. They're able to change it. Between me and you, we can do better. We can change this harsh environment and live like we are in the best of our best. If you only agree to work with me. Now, Terego has at least a vehicle for the police. There's been a lot of gender violence in the refugee settlements. I don't think the only way to tell your wife or husband that this is wrong is by slapping, is by kicking. No. We can negotiate. We can talk to each other. We married out of love. I know you are going through a lot. Trauma, stress, mention them. But there is yet a better way of handling. There's been a lot of suicide cases in the settlement. At times this is because of hardships. The partners have done their best. You have done it all. I appreciate you with all my heart. Today, Terego in the whole country is one of the most built districts. It is so beautiful, yet it was the last created district in this country. Terego is built because of your support partners, and this is because of the refugees. Thank you for coming to Terego. The other day, colleagues from Western Uganda were saying land is just being given to refugees. They are fed up. I said, we still have land in Terego. The refugees are most welcome to live with us in Terego. Because we know today is you, tomorrow is me. We have been in Congo. We were in Sudan as refugees. This part of Uganda are called Sudanese-speaking people. We are Sudanese by origin. Treat us like yourselves, and we must treat you like ourselves. I'm here because today I know I'm with my people. I know I'm with my friends. Katiko Primary School. I just want to give a small advice. These people who are here are both host and refugee children, right? If true, there is no need for you to teach these children in the thematic curriculum. The interpretation becomes difficult when they reach P7. Many times when I stand to speak, colleagues think I had part of my education in Europe or in America or in UK. No, I learned my English from BBC World Service. You can even speak better English than me, but you need to practice to read and write. If you can't speak good English, honestly before God, you cannot be able to interpret simple rewriting English. Parents, children are your responsibility. I am so devastated. Last week, I brought the whole bus of women members of parliament to Terego. Reasons, Terego is leading in teenage pregnancies. You have stripped me naked. I asked a question, anybody from Terego here, from the time I became a member of parliament, who saw me pregnant, should put up their hand. You children, have you ever seen me pregnant? It's because the work is too much. I don't even have time for that nonsense. Why are you doing what I'm not doing? Wait, there's time for better things. They say better men are yet to be born, better women are yet to be born. Parents, take up your responsibility. These small tukulus, small houses where girls go to sleep, where boys go to sleep, do not help us. Sleep with their children. You don't know when they leave the rooms and go to dance. As we were driving, I saw where people danced a few days ago. And I said, this is where they danced. Do you know what takes place in the night? Night is where the devil really hovers. And I want to tell you, take your children to church. Speak to your children. Tomorrow, if you are to go back to Sudan, are you just going to go barehanded with a pregnant girl, with small grandchildren? You need to go with education. Uganda's education, if I go to America, I join that level. Many of you have remained in Uganda because of the education. But now if you have remained because of the education, why are you not seeing it the children are getting pregnant? Have value for your money. Have value for your stay. Nothing is permanent in your lives. Poverty is a short-time thing. Members, I stayed in a house without a roof. The roof part which was left for us was the topmost part. When we would like to pray, we would see God direct. But at least for you, you have roofs on your head. I saw many of you have tarpaulins on your roofs. We did not have this. I brewed alcohol to pay my brothers. Today, all my 9 siblings have degrees. Why don't you copy from my example? You can be who you want to be. You have to determine your future. If you determine your future, you'll go wherever you want to be. I came to politics without a bicycle tire. I had only 500,000. My opponent had over 300 million. And I was able to put my words clear and beat them thoroughly. I can tell you, it is easy to tell every Dick and Harry that I can do it. My late dad used to say, "Kununtu ipso factus," meaning if others can, why not me? He would always say, "Rose, why not you?" Talk to your children the way my late father talked to me. I'm so stressed over the dropout rates. We cannot change Terego's history if we continue to have our girls married off. If we continue to have our boys married off. The stories are so many. To you, the partners, I am going to have a word with the Minister of Agriculture over the tractors. But remember, there was a day we had the road equipments. They were not bad. As Terego, We did everything. I went to the topmost of Unitair. I begged them on my knees. I said, don't sell, don't auction this. Let's leave it in Terego. Allow us to compensate. You refused, totally refused. Yet you are the people who use our roads most. You refused. Why did you refuse? Now today, we don't have equipment. Our government runs the budget. Although I have already secured equipment for Terego. No district will get equipment until the first give to Terego over my dead body. And that we have already agreed on the floor of Parliament, the first equipment will come to Terego. You know, I know you have a policy that at a certain mileage you sell, but Terego requested. Now, as we work together, let's work as partners. Let's work as friends. Let's love each other. But you say, for us, we have a policy. What is your policy written on? Is it written on stone? We felt annoyed. We ran this district with the LC5 chairman. Many people say chairman is opposition, the woman MP supports him and she's opposition. No. After winning elections, we close our differences. We work as a brother and a sister. And I'm here to give you apologies of the chairman. He couldn't make it. Anything chairman asks out of you members, you are non-partisan. Help my chairman to lift the face of this place. I did a letter enumerating all these issues that I should go with. I promise you, the next day you'll find me on the floor of Parliament. Only that next week I will be with him because we are registering all the nationals into NRM. And I know chairman is going to join me in this. He has been a loner for too long, and he has to be part of me. Rural women, there's too much laziness, alcohol consumption, drug abuse. Even if you have what type of problems, you will never solve it by taking alcohol, by taking drugs. Think about it. Get a trustworthy friend, share with men. We are called we men. We are part of you. You can't do it without us. Love your wives. If you want a brown one, the one that looks so red, we have oil that is sold in Arua town. You can buy. If you want the one with the long hair, go and buy that one. Come and put on your wife. This is the same woman you married. No need. And women, stop walking half naked. Today I saw all women with lipsticks. Thank you. Compete. Be a girl always. Be a girl on your compound. Let your daughter know, yes, my mother is still a girl. Before I came here, my daughter is in the 4th year doing human medicine. And she called me and said, Mama, are you going to look like a girl, like chick, like beyond me? I said, no, today I look mother because it's Women's Day. So, okay, but do some little bit of lipstick. This is my girl. If you don't know like me, learn to keep yourself. Always be updated. No woman will cross your compound. No man will slap you. Cook good food. There is a problem with you, the little ratio. I know that they have reduced your ratio, food ratio. You even sell it off. I get cooking oil from you anyway. Have you ever seen me buy one? Personally, but I buy from you. First eat it. Why would you sell what is supposed for you to be for your stomach? Yeah, small, don't sell much. You will never solve all your problems. Cut your coat according to your size. I will never have a budget of the speaker, no. Up to now, because I want to help communities, I drive an old car. All my friends are driving brand new cars. But the money of cars, I gave it to the community. I bought banana suckers for 74 million out of my money for cars. I gave it to communities. I bought piglets. Those who are Muslims forgive me because I'm coming with chicken and goats. I just wanted to improve the economy of the people. I have done it, and I know you can do it. Wash your dress like this, clean. Some people think I bought this dress to come for Women's Day. No, this is a dress I got in 2019. Keep whatever you have well. Not every day you are supposed to be appearing in a new dress. Then it gets thrown here a little, you've thrown it on top of the house. Extravagance. Extravagance must stop. Dear babies, dear sweethearts, dear lovely women, let's work hard and change our lives. If God gives you money, don't use it to intimidate your husband. Because there is where we can do and the men have to do it. But if you choose to live a single life like me, I don't regret anything. Because I pick my money, spend it on Terego. Pick my money, there's nobody who says, why are you picking this? But some of you cannot manage this. Let men manage you and accept that management. And maybe soon I'm getting married, don't hesitate to come for my quantity. I'm so overwhelmed with gratitude to you partners. UNICEF, you're more than what we can have as Terego. When I say some things, it's not because I don't appreciate. We really appreciate. Would like to work with you. I talked to the sub office. Yeah. And I said I need a helping hand in the nursery because we must plant trees. In COP 28, it is terrible. Soon we shall be in more than a desert. I love you all. Enjoy Women's Day. Remember to reach home well and reach home early. Next time when you invite me, disqualify that DJ. It's bad manners to make the guest of honor to be trying. I want smoothness, okay? Because our lives as women must be smooth. Thank you so much for a function well organized. For God and my country. God bless you all.
But you have said it right away. Thank you very much, guest of honor, for being a woman of substance. We men, we should not be jealous. We have been.
As you have requested, you know, I'm the GB focal person and officer with the DRC, and monthly we update cases of GBV. I may not state clearly the total number of GBV teenage pregnancy, but on average you find violence or GBV is recorded highest among the refugees. I don't know whether it's because we don't have access to focal points in the host community. You find out of 334 cases last year, recorded last year, in 2023, 55 were from, rather they were minors below the age of 18. And then 16 were from among men, while the rest were among adults. And then this year alone, so far we have recorded 48. This is taking away this week. We've already recorded 48 cases, and you find out of the 48, there are only 2 that come from the host community. It's always challenging to have access to cases from the community. So that is it.
So what has been the situation of refugees accessing justice, maybe from the LC1 court to the police stations and maybe the courts? What has been the situation like?
Yes, in accessing justice among the refugees, it is very easy. Cases that are identified are referred to the police. We have police posts in all the zones, and then from the police posts within DRS we have the legal sector that takes full charge of the cases. They accompany or they facilitate witnesses to court sessions, especially when the cases have reached Arua. But within here, the police make arrests, and they refer for the cases within Madiokolo, they are referred to Madi, and then those from Terego are referred to Omogo before they are taken to Arua. So they do their role, it is easy to access justice for them.
So, you know, there's a difference between justice and also seeing justice being done. I don't know if you as the donors and also the refugees, are they satisfied with the justice they get?
Yes, to some extent they get satisfied. Then there are few where they feel frustrated, even equally as feel frustrated. Many cases have ever died in the hands of the police.
So what are those types of the cases that die in police? And
some of them are defilement cases on grounds of insufficient evidence. You find where the survivors' details or registration details are not within, it becomes very tasking to move with their case. So that is one of the challenges.
In your speech, if I still remember well, you talked about where cases happen and maybe the culprits run away.
The community members decide to hide them.
Or their relatives decide to hide them. How have you managed to handle such situations?
It becomes difficult when the perpetrators have escaped, especially those who are perpetrators of teenage pregnancy. A boy knows that he has impregnated a girl. The best thing is to escape from here. They go to relatives, to other zones. So it becomes difficult to get them. What we do is to record these cases. You never know at one time these perpetrators can come back and you know the case files don't ferment. They will always rise. What we best do for the survivors and their relatives is to provide counseling and giving them hope. We also keep educating them, giving them legal advice. Yes.
Okay, thank you. You said your name once again?
Davis Badaru.
Judith Badaru?
Badaru. Davis.
Davis.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, women group. Lombara Modipi, Angora Rewaro, I didn't want to do. Yes, pa,
child marriage and is one zero and school west. Sometimes it's a movie where we need to charge up for it. It can go to I will be keeping my mindset was like cool. I'm keeping my mindset like I'm there. I go be to my mindset back. Badly empowerment defense. Badly empowerment defense. Okupini, but a fellow family. Driver fella, Okola near Islako. Okola, I need pass so I go be there after Tomani inside or in Irako. The family Tambazo, the Indicama so career, Indicama because of career, we're talking like Izara. My simple servant, me, on the Tagama doctor. The doctor office in Lance, my doctor, I know best color school prison. I'm at a school that will call it about Tonga, school of Macere, a picture, computers, I'm at I can marry for my room. I let her from the computer, they are only in there. I'm going to do so. I'm going to talk to the people. I'm going to talk to the oh, me, I'm going to get it. It's one thing, school work. Money or any business, money retire. I belong to pass on a career, and there's no principal, quality as well as officer, already. I'm going to tell you,
You empower. You empower.
As it job in Agusi, I'm a foot here, Pastor Dara. You are primary school, I said. I the primary school, I would come. You are most welcome. The primary school, I said. Secondary school, most welcome. The primary school, our very good. Our phone, my to see retire school. My to see retire. Ale imiamu. Come on, do. Our family. In the representative group, in the three representatives. Our school that I'm a primary school. I'm a teacher my own school, but we go to primary school. And that's what I'm going to compare. That's why it's when I did in school here, me and Fadia, don't you? La school that I see, that's not. I'm in that career and the town with the mini archive. For example, the power. When the devil tells you, rather when someone tells you you are beautiful, the devil will remind you 120 times a day. I spell a don't know. 100 times a day. Is not very good. And we can represent that the beauty of a mini hour before the appears is true like that. What is that? So in Syria, as well as he didn't know, I thought